welcome. This is the Fire and Ice Experience, a thought-provoking Black culture journey through football.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
let's get it. It's that time. Welcome. This is P. That doesn't matter. I'm flanked by the world-renowned, esteemed, fresh, aka Fire. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. Sunday is probably my second favorite week because of football, but I can smell the grass growing. The tundra is starting to freeze over in Lambeau. It's just starting its permafrost. You can start smelling the hits. You can start hearing the people writhing in pain, and this is my time of year, man. This is my time of year, man. How y'all all out there doing on this football talk Sunday?
Absolutely, man. We've been going for a while, but I think today is the appropriate time to get going. As I sit in the command center, the newly revamped command center, appropriately named after, of course, my team. Let's go.
I
So
I
just so you, as if anyone did not know, I will I will not be biased, but I will be a fan. So do not expect me to not be a fan, but I will give you I will not be biased. We all know that if you've ever tuned in, I will not be biased. I will be a fan. So that is the disclaimer. So with that being said, let's get it on. So bro, listen. Um it's been a long time, man. First and foremost, I want to say, back in the saddle, man. It's been a minute. I appreciate you rocking out. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
How excited are you for the season?
I'm very excited, man. It's a lot to be decided this year. The AFC is pretty tough. The NFC, a lot of people are thinking it's just top heavy, but it's always going to be some teams to shake out, to pop up, to jump out at some people. I can't wait to see who they are. I can't wait to see if some of our predictions come true, some of our visions, come to light. I can't wait, man. Football, this is actually my best favorite sport these days, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Football.
yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. Without a doubt, no question about it. I think the setup for football is just perfect. You wait 6 days for Sunday football. Not to say you don't get football in between, but the day is dedicated to football. So you have
Yes.
all that time to prepare. We got Monday nights and Thursday nights, but for the most part, there's a long setup. Like you prepare all week for the game. It's not like, basketball's pretty much every day. Basketball's every day. Baseball
Yes, it
every day.
is. You can
Football
take a
is the
day
event
off
of
or two
football.
from basketball and come on back, and things will still be pretty much in line.
Absolutely. And we're here to celebrate the event of football, man. So without further ado, let's just start right at the top. Let's start right at the top. The defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Um, your initial thoughts on the Chiefs going into this, coming out of last season, going into this season.
Andy Reid is my favorite coach of all time. He's always been an innovative mind, had a vision, a way to do things on offense. So he's always been my all-time favorite coach. With all the innovation, with all the things that he brings to football, to have an alien named Patrick Mahomes at quarterback really helps out. That guy, I can't say he's the greatest football player I ever seen, but he's definitely on that trajectory. But he may be the best quarterback that I've seen already. And with 2 championships already in his pocket, 3 championship appearances coming in this year, I cannot lock them down any lower a peg because they lost anyone to anybody. Patrick Mahomes has showed that he can make up for all holes that have been presented to Kansas City. So right now it is Kansas City against the field in the AFC. That's where I will start at the top. The KC Chiefs are at the top. And I would like to know who you would think is at the top.
Well, I'm gonna fall right in line with that. I'm in total agreement with that. It's the Kansas City Chiefs, and I say this for this reason. Well, the most important reason is that they have shown that they are very adaptable to change. There's been some changes. There's some roster turnovers in certain places. Um, the one question you would have going into this year is that you lost your quote unquote offensive coordinator, but I think with what they've proved that they can sustain that loss. That's not a loss that's going to cripple them at all. I think they'll keep on humming. That engine is it's a German engineered engine, and it's going to keep humming along because they have the one key component, and that's Patrick Mahomes, and the one B key component, and like you said, that's Andy Reid. As long as those two components stay the same, I think the success will. I have no reason to believe that the success won't, regardless if the defense isn't playing well. This is a team that lives and dies by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes is entering the prime of his career. So I see no reason that anything should change as far as this particular budding, or are we calling it a dynasty? Is it a dynasty
I
yet, or is
would.
it just the cream of the crop right now?
Well, it's what, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years, 2 championships. They've been to no less than what I want to say, what, conference championships.
Like
So
five, I
in
think. I
football
think five
terms,
straight.
Lakin terms, that is the starts of a dynasty. Let them get a couple more Super Bowls within what, a couple year span. That's a dynasty.
It smells like a dynasty. I mean, if not, I mean, whatever you want to call it, you can call it. But I'm comfortable in saying that this is a dynasty because, like I said, you have a quarterback entering his prime, and he's already won 2 Super Bowls. So why not? Why not? I don't see any
Exactly.
reason why it's not. So I'm in 100% agreement with you that they are at the top of the actual heat. They're at the top of the heat. It's them and then everybody else. But that's not to say there's no challengers. I'm just saying that any reasonable pick to win it starts with them. Um, they're high odds that they'll win it. So I mean that's that. That's that. It's just simple as that. This isn't a difficult. This isn't difficult at all when it comes to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, let's do this. Let's scour and take this from a divisional standpoint, right?
Okay.
Uh, and we'll stay in the AFC, okay? And what we'll do is we'll briefly discuss each particular team in that division, the division as a whole. So let's stay in the AFC East. I'm sorry, in the AFC. And what we'll do is we will go with that particular division. Okay. So
Okay.
let's stay in that particular division and talk about that particular division. Give me a prediction on placement. Give me a prediction on uh, a team that might break out, and then we'll move on. So first, give me your placement. Then give me your division winner and a conqueror of that, the possible underdog in that division.
Well, in the AFC West, I would say in order, I guess from worst to first, give me Denver, Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers, KC Chiefs. But I actually think that the Las Vegas Raiders have more of the breakout in them.
Okay.
I don't believe that much in LA Chargers talk as some people are. I would give more of the
Well,
breakout to the
you're very
Raiders.
critical. You're very critical of the gunslinger there. You have zero faith in the gunslinger that they have under center. So I mean, you've made that known.
Well, it's not just him gunslinging. It's him coupled with Brandon Staley, the head coach that has lost them some games, and he's looked like a quarterback who can't necessarily put the team on his back and win you games. When those two things are working together, they're not working together for success.
Okay. So let's move on. I'll say as far as that division goes, before we leave that division, I got the Chiefs winning it. Mm-hmm. I think the Chargers will be second, followed by the Raiders and the Broncos, bringing up the rear. If there is a team that would overtake the Chiefs, I would agree with you. I would go more Raiders. I think having the steady play of Jimmy Garoppolo there is going to be. It's going to help him if he can stay healthy. I think this is a 3-division race with ultimately the Chiefs winning. In years past, I would have said the Chargers, but for those same reasons you gave, I just don't like the combination of Herbert and Staley together. I think that they'll muddle and putter their way towards the playoffs, and they may ultimately not even make the playoffs. So I'm just down on the Chargers. I don't want to make that prediction, and then of course they are who we know that they are, and then make egg on your face. So we'll keep it there. Let's move east towards the AFC North. North with the Steelers, Browns, Ravens, and Bengals. Give me your division order. Give me your division. Well, of course, that will come with the division winner and who could be the surprise team.
Okay, give me Cleveland 4th, Baltimore Ravens 3rd, Pittsburgh Steelers 2, Cincinnati Bengals 1.
Okay. Possible breakout team.
Possible breakout team would be those Pittsburgh Steelers.
And why? I want to hear why, though.
Oh, well, I've heard nothing but great things from Pittsburgh when it comes to Kenny Pickett.
When it comes to who?
Kenny Two Gloves Pickett. When it comes to him,
you were down on Two Gloves. You was down on Kenny Two Gloves.
I was down on him, but I'm always a person that says you have to do it. I'm not just a person who want to give you all these flowers and the success, or you potentially would be this or you project to be that. There's too many people here doing it for you to So now, from what I've been hearing, what's coming out of training camp from my man Kenny Two Gloves, they said he looks just the part of every other successful Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback that has come before him. Now, he has weapons on the outside. They're young. He has a backfield of young people, young grinders. The defense will always be stout because it's Pittsburgh. So what I'll say is, with their coach, like I said, Brandon Staley kind of takes away from the Chargers. I know Mike Tomlin puts into the Chargers. And I actually think they could be a team that can overcome and break through and give the Cincinnati Bengals a tough time in that division.
Okay. I'm going to go in the opposite direction here. I'm going to go slightly different. I think the Ravens actually win this division. Followed by I think they have a dogfight. The Ravens and the Bengals have a dogfight. Ravens win, Bengals 2, Steelers 3, Browns 4. I agree with your sentiment about the Steelers because I've heard and seen. I've always been on board with Kenny Two Gloves. I've liked his talent, and I think it smells like a lot of swagger coming out of Pittsburgh from that offensive unit. It smells like a lot of swagger. So I wouldn't be surprised if that team challenges for that particular division. They're feeling good about themselves. Their wide receiver group feels like they're one of the best in the league. I'm not sure why, because they haven't done anything, but the confidence coming out of Pittsburgh is you can smell it. I can smell it coming from Allegheny. I can smell it for some reason. So that remains to be seen what goes on there. But that's a surprise team. But I do think the Ravens win that division. I think with the help that they've gotten Lamar Jackson, uh, I think he will get back to his superstar stellar ways. The only issue, of course, would be the availability issue with Lamar Jackson. If Lamar can stay healthy, I think he now has the requisite weapons to do some damage and return to that MVP form. Moving on.
As much as I
I'm sorry,
love
go ahead.
Lamar, I have to see him do it consistently from the pocket.
Okay.
Moving on.
I don't have to see him do it consistently from the pocket. I just need to see him do it because he's won. How it happens, I don't care. I'm not a quarterback guru. I'm not, if we're talking about the quarterback play in terms of the traditional versus, a running quarterback, as far as wins and losses go, I don't give a fuck. I don't
That's
care. I don't care how he does it. To me, that's a different conversation. That's maybe a deep dive into Lamar Jackson himself and his progression as a quote unquote pocket quarterback. All I care about is wins and losses. How does it translate to wins and losses? And he's won this way before. He's been successful playing the way he's played. So that's a different conversation. But I get what you're saying, but that is a different conversation that, we'll have later on down the line and probably a deep dive into Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. So moving on, we will move towards the AFC East with the Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots. Take it away, Fresh.
Coming in last, I have those New England Patriots. Huh? Coming in third, I have those New York Jets. Jets.
Okay.
Coming in second, I have the Buffalo Bills. And winning the AFC East, I have those track team of a football team, Miami Dolphins. Yes. Okay. And the team that I think that can actually break out, I think it's three teams that can actually, I don't know if it'll be a breakout or anything like that. I'm not going with the Jets to break out anything. I will make a prediction on this. If it's going to be a team that surprises the most out of that division, give me New England as the team that surprises more people the most out of that division. New England Patriots.
Okay. Elaborate on that real quick. Why do you think they would surprise? What's coming out of Foxborough that's got you feeling like that?
Well, the hoodie.
Okay.
And the thing I say about that is I'm looking at the way he's putting together a team and scheming a team. He's really doing a lot of the opposite of what a lot of popular NFL is doing today. Throwing the ball, spread out and all of those type of things. So pretty much on a weekly basis, you have to practice for throwing the ball, being spread out by different quarterbacks until you get to what is the knuckleball in Bill Belichick. Oh, we're running the ball with a fullback like it's 1987. The one thing I know he has always had in his bag, and it's a very deep bag, is a stellar defense. And last year, they had a pretty damn good defense with very inept quarterback play. Now, from what I'm seeing, they're leaning more towards running the ball than actually giving Mac Jones a whole bunch of chances of throwing passes. And the one thing I know I always will tip my hat to New England Patriots about is they never beat themselves. You always have to beat the Patriots. Bill Belichick specifically game plans for each specific team each week. And he's learning so many different things about you, your weaknesses, your strengths, and he's going to lean on everything that he knows and everything that you don't know. So I will always say now that he's getting more of a team that looks more like what he wants to do, I think he will have a lot more success than what people are giving him. Bill Belichick.
Okay. I'm going to go with this division, and I will say the winner. This is an intriguing division, man, because to me, I think potentially it could be a three horse race. It all depends on how quickly Aaron Rodgers gels with the Jets, because the Jets were successful last year. But he could be the missing factor if he can gel with his new teammates. It could be very explosive. I'm curious as to the timetable around Brees Hall. That's another factor why I don't want to pick them as a winner yet, because that's a big factor. Brees Hall was on his way to being the offensive rookie of the year last year, before the injury, and I mean he was a difference maker. So I'm going to hold off on that. I don't think they fall below the Patriots, but what I'll say is it could be a three-team race. Ultimately, I got the Bills winning this division again, with the Dolphins being able to beat them if Tua can stay healthy, which of course has not been historically the case. So that it is what it is. Uh, I got the Jets in third, and I got the Patriots last. Breakout team could very well be, it could be two teams, honestly. It could be the Jets or the Dolphins. And it all comes down to quarterback. If the Dolphins quarterback can stay healthy, or if the Jets quarterback can give you more of what he's been giving you. And that ceiling is extremely high, because we're talking MVP level. If we're talking about if he can give you
Oh
what he's
yeah.
been giving you. So
Oh yeah.
that's an intriguing division there, because it
Yes, it
could be up
is.
for grabs. You know what I mean? I don't think the Patriots have enough to win that division. They have enough to make it competitive every week, but I don't think they get any wins to challenge for that division. So that's where I am on the AFC East. And last but not least, moving down to the AFC South, we got the Jaguars, we got the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans. Your thoughts, bro?
Okay. My thoughts on that is I have Houston in fourth. I have the Colts in third. I have the one Jacksonville Jaguars coming in second, and coming in first and winning the AFC Southern Division are those scrappy Tennessee Titans.
Oh wow,
I have
got
the
the Titans
Tennessee
winning the
Titans.
division. Okay.
And
Interesting.
actually, I would like to say a surprise team could be in that division. No surprise teams in that division, man. You got the Titans and you got Jacksonville and you got
Okay.
the stink.
Okay.
I got the stink with that.
I mean, I got Jacksonville running away with this division. I think they've hit stride last year. I got Jacksonville winning it, running away. The Titans in second place. I got the Colts, and then I got the Texans. Colts have two rookie play callers who I'll keep my eye on. I think CJ Stroud might be a bit farther along than Anthony Richardson, but I do think they both have pretty high ceilings. I just don't think they have enough around them. I think the Jags run away with this division. I don't, like you said, I agree with that. There is no surprise team, because I don't think the Texans or the Colts will challenge for this division. If
Yeah.
there's anything to happen, it would be between the Titans and Jags. So if we call the Titans the surprise team, then let's if for the sake of choosing another team, it would be the Titans. But I don't think there's a surprise here. We'll see what happens with that one.
It's one thing, man. I think some people are sleeping on the Titans. They've been willing with this formula for some years now. Tough, strong defense, bend but don't break. A stellar running back in Derrick Henry, and now Tannehill, who's not the guy who slings the ball all around a lot. But if you give him one great target, which they have now picked back up in DeAndre Hopkins, they've shown that they can run this division. So I'm thinking they get back to that this year. That's where I'm going with that.
Okay,
Tennessee Titans.
cool. And there it is. We swing on over to the NFC. We'll start in the East this time. We'll start East and make our way west. Let's start with appropriately the NFC East with the Commanders, the Giants, the Cowboys, Eagles. Thoughts?
Well, coming in, I actually think this will probably be the most competitive division in football. Last year, a lot of people forgot that they almost got all four teams into the playoffs. You know, you guys, the Commanders, y'all had a chance, I want to say, on the last week of the season to get into the playoffs. So I'm like, I think a lot of people are sleeping on the NFC East. But with that being said, I actually have the Commanders coming in last. I have the Giants coming in fourth. Coming in second, I have those flying high Philadelphia Eagles and winning the NFC East. I got the star, y'all.
Oh
Dallas
wow.
Cowboys.
Oh wow. Wow.
I have the Dallas
Wow.
Cowboys winning the NFC East.
I can literally feel collective laptops and phones being thrown across the room. Man, I'm that close to Philly that I can feel it. Wow. Thoughts on that? You got to elaborate on that.
I will. I don't think they will win it in a landslide. I don't think they will win it, but going away, I think it will be nip and tuck all season. If you pick the Eagles, you wouldn't get me to argue you down. But what I will say is the things that I've been seeing and hearing from out of Dallas is what I've been liking to hear. I can honestly say I had them penciled in as my Super Bowl representative in
Ooh,
the NFC until I got wind of this crazy trade with Trey Lance, and I'm like, let me
okay.
rejigger some things. It didn't shake me off of them as winning the East, but
Well, I
it
mean,
may have
they
shaken
added
my
a player that shouldn't have hurt your prediction because they added a substitute. I don't know because I mean they still have Cooper Cup, so I mean technically Trey Lance would be the third string quarterback. So I mean,
well,
I think
just
they just
just the
fortified their
whole
quarterback room.
just the whole business of getting a quarterback, not talking to your quarterback. I have no doubt that Dak's gonna go out and play pretty good. I can't
Okay,
say he's gonna go out and tear the league up because something like this did just happen. But what I do
yeah,
believe in is, and what I probably have always believed in, is Jerry Jones' evaluation of talent. That's a
okay,
damn good team they have in Dallas. They got weapons all over the place. The defense looks pretty damn good on all three levels. Michael Parsons, he talks like he don't give a damn about nobody. I kind of like when people talk like that because pretty soon you're gonna have to back it up. And from what I've seen, they've been close these last couple of years. This is the year I actually think they break through and win the NFC East.
okay. So I'm going to go in this particular order. In my honest opinion, I think there's some variables here. I think on paper, yes, it's between the Cowboys and the Eagles as the most talented teams. I think the talent on those two rosters are insane. Um, so if I were to pick a division winner, I do not think it will be the Eagles. I think that the staff turnover is going to affect them. And it's not as if one coordinator has gone. They've had an overhaul on the coaching staff. So I think some of the decision making there is going to be a direct effect of that. So I'll go with the Cowboys winning the division. I'll go with the Eagles second. I'll go with the Commanders third, and I'll go with the Giants fourth. But that particular order, I think, depends on a few things.
Do tell.
First of all, in Washington, if Sam Howell plays above average, because all they've had in the past 20 years is average to below average quarterback play. So if he plays above average football, that team is in a different stratosphere. There is talent on the roster. The receiving core is a tough group. Defensively, the potential is there. They have the new offensive coordinator, which should help them, but the production is going to still remain to be seen. A lot of question marks, but the biggest question mark is going to be the quarterback. Is it going to be more of the same of his previous performance in the last game against the Cowboys, who were fighting for seeding, so they were playing for something? So that wasn't just a frivolous, meaningless win. He has come through the preseason and guided them to a 3-0 finish, looking very well in the process. So there's some hope there. Gotten rid of the owner, the quote unquote
Sure.
fever and enthusiasm coming out of Washington is
They
back.
sure
They
got
sold
rid of
out the
that
home
stink.
opener. So that the energy's there, the possibilities are endless. But it starts with the young man under center. If he could be their guy that they've been searching for more than 2 decades. Giants.
And I was just going to say about you guys, I think you guys can be the surprise of the division, but I think you have to make a change at head coach.
Head coach? Okay.
Head coach.
I think that seat's hot, and I think this is what happens. I think he's in a lose-lose situation because think of it from this perspective. If the team doesn't play well, he gets fired, right? Because they already have their coach in waiting. If the team does well and they take off offensively, you may get fired as well because they have their coach in waiting. I think best case scenario for him, the best way this plays out is that, and let me factor this in too. The new regime has a lot to do with this too, because when you get a new regime in, they kind of want their guys there. So this year is critical for him, but I think he doesn't survive this year regardless, unless they win the division sort of thing. They got to win the division in order for him to survive.
Yeah, he's got to put a banner up.
Yeah, you've got to win the division because I think best case scenario for him is them winning the division and he survives. The other scenario, which people may not be looking at, is they do well, not necessarily win the division, but they play well this year. He gets moved from the head coaching position into more of a office position, and they move Eric Bieniemy to the head coaching position. That's also the talk. So we'll stay tuned with that. The Giants, I like Brian Daboll. I didn't pick this team because I didn't pick this team last because I don't think they're good. I just think that they're so Mendoza line with them that it could go extremely well or it could go extremely bad. Brian Daboll, I think, is the determining factor because I think he's injected some energy into this team where they'll definitely be competitive and it's a dogfight every week with them. And just like last year, you looked up and you were like, wait a minute, Giants got a winning record and they're gonna make the playoffs. It could very well happen again because I do believe that much in Brian Daboll.
Oh yeah, he maxed them boys out last year. I
mean, he maxed them out, absolutely.
Every inch of talent, every inch of projection, every inch that they had in them last year, Brian Daboll got it out of each and every.
They absolutely did.
Giants. Kudos.
They made some upgrades as well. They made some upgrades on the team as well. You got Darren Waller on the team, who's definitely a big time target. So they've made some upgrades to the team. So we will see how this goes. That division, to me, to be honest with you, it could go a myriad of ways. The favorite, of course, Cowboys and Eagles. That's no question about it. Cowboys and Eagles are the favorite, and that's just that. My surprise team is the Commanders because the ceiling and the basement for the quarterback is unknown. So that's going to be their because they have the talent. They've got it. They've got a backfield by committee, 2 talented guys there. They got some talent on the ends. They got talent all over the place for us offense. It's just the trigger man has to be the X factor. Moving on. We'll move towards the NFC North with the Packers, Lions, Bears, and the Vikings.
Well, I seem to think a lot of people have a lot of stock in this young man, and I just haven't seen it yet. And he plays for the Chicago Bears, who I will predict will come in 4th. I think
you have zero faith in Justin Fields and the upgraded weapons there.
Zero. Well, not zero faith, but like what they say, little to no.
Okay, little to no. Okay.
I have to see it first with him, man. He honestly comes from the non-quarterback factory of Ohio State University. I have yet to see a successful Ohio State University quarterback worth their salt in NFL history. Go look it up. Don't worry, I'll wait. So when it comes down to that, I have to see it. Him and Lamar Jackson are people I have to see it a little bit more from the pocket, not just with your feet. Because if you look up in the Super Bowl, they were not winning with their feet. They were winning with their arms. You had to
wait. Because once again, let's steer this back because we're talking about winning the division, and winning the division and winning the Super Bowl are 2 different things. So And to once again to introduce Lamar Jackson into this, we had that is a guy with some playoff success and league success. With I think the question mark is more Justin Fields. Can he emulate
Oh,
what Lamar Jackson has done? At
well,
least that's his next evolution.
well, that's
Because
fair. That's fair.
I'm pretty sure that the Bears don't care how he gets it done. All they care about is wins and losses. They just want wins. So if the wins are because of him being a running quarterback, hey, I'll take it. If Sam Howell, listen, if Sam Howell runs for 3,000 yards and passes for 1,000, I don't care. I don't care. Ultimately, aesthetically, it looks better if you flip those numbers and it's 3,000, 1,000. But if it equates to wins, hey, man, I mean, be it far from me to tell a guy to change his style of play and I'm winning. Now, if we're winning and it ultimately, if a history of failing in the playoffs, because now you can't, teams are playing towards stopping you, different conversation. If they're stopping you on the ground and forcing you to pass and you can't do it, that is where the winning becomes, the aesthetics of how you're winning becomes more of a factor. But from a divisional standpoint, who's winning this division, you can play that particular way and win you the division. Lamar Jackson has shown that you can do that. Michael Vick
Yeah,
has shown that he can do that. So from a
well,
divisional standpoint,
I pretty
I
much agree
mean,
with everything you just said. I mean, you can win with that style of ball. And no, Justin Fields is not Lamar Jackson yet. But when it comes down
not even
to
close.
that style of ball that they play now, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they can evolve into more evolved passers from the pocket and things like that. But the
Right.
style of play that they play now, that the style of play that Lamar Jackson is the face of, sort of, so to speak, it can only go so far. There is a ceiling on that style of play. Now, I'm not the grouch who says, oh, a running football quarterback can't win. Nah, I'm not saying that. I actually love running quarterbacks. But what I do know is when you
What
get
up,
to a
Mike
point
Knox? What up, Markel? What's going on, y'all?
with enough people around, you're just not going to be able to run for 400, 500 yards on the ground to a Super Bowl. That has not happened. I don't think it will happen, but I actually think it's leaning more to at least more mobile quarterbacks, if not running quarterbacks.
Perfect. Okay.
So I guess next I excuse me. Next I have the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure what they have in Jordan Love yet. I mean, they got a lot of
That is the
players up there. And I've
enigma.
been hearing a lot of good things up there, but I'm just not sure what they have, and I'm not saying they're going to stink either, because actually they're my surprise team out
Okay.
of this division. Which next moves me to the Detroit knee biting Dan Campbell Lions. I think they was coming on strong last year. They've made some adjustments. They've made some additions to their team. You know how this thing goes. Teams is up this year, they down the next. Teams is down one year, they up the next. So they are perfect candidates with the things that they've been doing and the things that they've done to their team to be up. I would not be surprised if they are pretty good. I would not be surprised if they win a division, but I actually have the Minnesota Vikings 2 years in a row winning the NFC North.
I agree with that entire prediction. I just chalk. We're gonna go chalk there. The fighting Dan Campbell's. I wouldn't be surprised if they win that division. But history tells me, hold off. They looked impressive down the stretch, but they're loaded offensively. They can put points up there. As I like to call teams, they could be problematic. They could be problematic for you because of what they can do offensively. So let's see if the defense can, if their defense can transition to top 15 in the league, they win that division, I think. If their defense can be top 15 in the league, not the second 15, they win that division. But with that being said, the Vikings, again, I agree with that prediction. I'm going to go with the Vikings to win that division. The only change would be the Lions. I don't think the Packers or the Bears have enough to challenge for that division. They'll be fighting each other for last place in that division.
Yeah.
Moving on. We go down south to The NFC South. We got the Saints, Bucks, Falcons, and the Panthers.
Okay. In last
Saints,
place,
Bucks, Panthers, and Falcons.
in last place, I have the Panthers. They had the first overall draft pick in Bryce Young. I just don't think they have anything else besides Bryce Young. That means lineman. That means anything. So I kind of think he's going to have a long season this year, and he may even get, and I ain't wishing it on him, he may even get dinged up a little bit. Which brings me to the number third team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Only reason why I didn't put them last is because they actually have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, but I have no faith in Baker Mayfield. He is a backup these days, but I've been hearing he's been throwing and looking a little bit better. But guess what? I'm going to have to see it out there from you, Baker Mayfield. You have not built up a wealth of benefit that anybody can give you when you started for, I want to say, 4 different teams in 3 different seasons. I want to say he started for 2 teams last year alone. So that's not a great quarterback, resume right there. So
At
coming
all.
in second, I have the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not that sure about Desmond Ridder, but I'm not sure that they're asking him to do a lot in Atlanta. They have some weapons around him, and if he can just be the most supplemental game manager out there, I think Bijan Robinson, I think Drake London, I think Kyle Pitts, the defense, I think they can prop Desmond Ridder up a whole lot more than he can do for the team, which leads me to the winner of the division, the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr, I think he'll actually get them probably about 12 wins this season. Book it.
Woo!
Book it. 12 wins this season for the New Orleans Saints. Because I'm saying they got 1, 2, 3, 4. I would almost count them for 6 in their own division alone.
So it sounds like what you're telling me is, it sounds like what you're telling me this is a one-team race.
One-team racing.
Okay.
Well, I got my surprise team
That's
is
what
Atlanta. My
that's what
surprise
I'm
team is
picking up, and
Atlanta.
I agree with it. If that's what you were trying to say, I agree with it. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a one-team race, but I'll say a surprise team, a team that can surprise me and do some things out of that division, and at least push. I think for that division, maybe get 9 to 10 wins. It's Atlanta.
Okay.
It's
I
Atlanta.
don't believe that at all. I think this is the Saints division to lose. I don't believe, I think the Buccaneers will be solid, but I don't think they will challenge. Well, I think they may push for the playoffs late because they do have some talent on the roster. I don't think the Falcons will do much. I don't think the Panthers will do much. Between the two, I would say I like the Falcons last. I actually do like the Panthers to not finish last. I got the Falcons last, the Bucks third. I'm sorry, the Falcons last, the Panthers third, the Bucks second, and the Saints first. If there's a surprise team that could do anything, it will probably be the Bucks. It'd probably be the Bucks. I think the attitude down there post Tom Brady will have some holdover. That team will still be a fairly decent team. It won't be slop. That's why I have them. If there's a surprise team, Baker Mayfield may just be able to do enough to keep them afloat. But this is the Saints division to lose. It's just I don't even like this division at all, to be honest with you.
It's
I
the
don't.
shit
I
put
just
them
don't
in a
like this
bag and
division
shake it
at
up
all.
division.
Yeah. And pretty much, I don't want to say that. I think Derek Carr has more of a reputation of success than any other quarterback in that division. And the talent in New Orleans, with their home field advantage, I think they'll take this division easily. With the last capsule review or prediction, we'll go with the NFC West with the Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, and the Rams.
Mm. Well, we can.
This is an
What I
easy
look
one to
at the
me.
Cardinals.
This was kind of like the last division to me. That's just me.
the Cardinals, they're putting on. I think they want to rival Sam Hinkie and the Philadelphia Sixers with the way they're looking like they tanking this season. Their process has been in motion, and I'm like, wow, they're really putting out a Boy Scout outfit out here. Like, this is real intramural shirts and skins football you really got going on. Like, you wouldn't actually cut Colt McCoy to pick up Josh Dobbs. He wasn't even on your team. Like,
right.
you really so they made. It's hard to go over these days, but I would definitely say they're a candidate to go over. With
Okay.
that being said, we move on to the Rams. They're closer to Arizona than they are to the second place team that I am predicting that will be the San Francisco 49ers.
Whoa!
I like what
Wow!
they got. I like what they got out there. The one thing I had to take a different look at is how they treat the quarterback position. I actually had to take a look at the head coach. And I said, for as great as a head coach as he is that can scheme up plays and give guys a whole bunch of run after yards and get guys, scheming them wide open, you cannot greatly assess the quarterback position. And I think that hurts your team, the teams that you have been on. We can play the game without a quarterback. Our team's that good. I think that's the part that hurts your team is the quarterback play and the lack thereof. I think they've tried to address it, but the people who tried to address it don't know what they're doing either at quarterback assessment.
Yeah.
I actually have the San Francisco 49ers coming in second.
That's a shocker.
And with the 12th man, like a bird, flying in off of Puget Sound and from Seattle, I'm picking the Seahawks to win the NFC West.
Wow.
Yes, the Seahawks.
Talk about the Seahawks.
Hey, man, I've never been opposed to Pete Carroll. He's always had solid teams out there, and they look a certain type of way. They feel a certain type of way, and it looks like he got that going on right now. It looks like, I swear to you, Geno Smith looks just like Russell Wilson, but taller. The running backs, I'm not saying that he was I'm not saying Kenneth Walker III is Marshawn Lynch, but he looks the role of Marshawn Lynch. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and the young guy, Jackson and Zigma, I may have messed his name up. They say those guys are looking better than the wide receivers like Golden Tate and Doug Baldwin and them. And the defense, the Legion of Boom, from what I'm hearing and what I saw last year, the Legion of Boom is on its way back with a healthy Jamal Adams coming back sometime, with a healthy, I can't remember his first name, but Diggs. Those guys are looking a lot more scary than people are giving them credit for.
I agree. I agree 100%.
NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks.
Pete Carroll has reshaped this team, and hats off to him in terms of the job that he's done. As far as this particular division, I got the Cardinals finishing last, of course. I got the Rams. The Rams, I don't know. I think pretty soon we may see a fire sale when it comes to the Rams. We may start seeing a fire sale. If the Rams come out in the bottom side of an 0-4 start, you may start to see a lot of changes in LA. I think young McVay, the enthusiasm and the luster is worn off. Sean McVay is going to have to now, with an aging Matt Stafford, start to think about how is this team going to go moving forward. If they're on the bad side of a 4-game start, you'll start to see some changes. And I think coming off of last year, it's trending that direction. I got the Seahawks second, but not by much. I think the Niners, just from a physicality standpoint, that defense and their skill players are just better than Seattle. But let's say this. Both teams have to prove it to me from a quarterback perspective. And I know what Geno Smith did last year. But what I need to see from Geno Smith is you got to do it again, young man. Well, he's not a young man at this point. I need to see Geno Smith do it again. And also what I need to see from the Niners is what you alluded to. Brock Purdy, are you the guy or are you just the guy because of what's around you? Because on paper, a dummy could play quarterback there, but unfortunately in San Francisco, they don't want a dummy to play quarterback. They have aspirations of being in the Super Bowl, so Brock Purdy just can't be Brock Purdy. He has to elevate that team. As good as they are, he has to elevate them because the two dogs in the NFC East are better than you. Not to mention the Saints could be better than you. I don't have the Saints winning 12 games, but I do have them trending upwards towards 10 games because of Derek Carr. And where can I ask you a question? Let's go back to the Saints because a lot hinges on where is Michael Thomas? Is he still in the NFL?
Oh, he's there. He's there and putting in work. He's back. I'm not saying he's back to look like
Michael Thomas. So is he back, or is he?
Back. He's back.
Okay. Because that to me, that's another factor as well. If Mike Thomas can return to, maybe, 100 catch Mike Thomas, because Derek Carr has synergy with wide receivers. He'll feed a guy. Absolutely. And Michael Thomas he's always been a 100 catch guy. So that's why I'm saying that San Francisco needs their quarterback to, elevate the team, not just simply run the team. He needs to elevate the team. So with that being said, the division could change. It could be Geno, Geno and the guys, but going in, I'm going to say San Francisco. But we'll go back to that prediction, and you may look like a genius with that. You may look like a genius with the Seattle pick. I'm going to go the other way and say San Francisco as the safe pick. I'm going to be safe with that one, only because I don't believe in Geno that much. I know he's better than the Rams, and he's better than the Cardinals without question. But if he does and duplicates what he did last year, you could very well be right. If he duplicates last year or plays better, they win that division. Clearly, they win that division. If he duplicates it, let's just say the worst case scenario is if he duplicates it, they challenge for the division. If he plays better than that, they win the division. Period. And they become, and like you said, you think he'll play better than that?
I'm banking on him playing, at least duplicating, if not playing better than he did last year.
So duplicating it, then I have them second place. If he plays at an all-pro level, they win that division, and they start to look at those other teams like the Eagles and Cowboys. And because of that defense, like you said, you alluded to, they've got one of the top defenders, the top defensive secondaries in the league from a potential standpoint. So, we all know what Pete Carroll does when he has that great defensive secondary. Mm-hmm. He can scheme and do some things, and that defense looks totally different. So that's where I am with that division. So with that being said, we won't go as far into the playoff winners or Super Bowl winners. We'll hold off on that because we will be back next week.
Yes, we
next
will.
Week is kickoff. As a matter of fact, we will be back before the first game of the season. Let's book it.
Will.
And once again this year, what I want to do is I want to get 30 teams, 30 fans, throw your gear on, rep your team, jump on the broadcast. You know what I mean? I want to hear your thoughts on your team the day of the game, how you feeling. And I need to see the mania. I need to see the fandom. I need to see you go crazy. Let's get 30 fans, 30 teams. Let's do it every week. Yes. As many people as possible. We'll try to get you on, give your thoughts on the prediction of that particular week. And then on the post-game show later on that night, we'll get the reaction, of course.
Yes.
I personally love the post-game because it's the quick we get to go back and see if we look like geniuses or if we look like dunces. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have some different features this year. I'm gonna have the dunce hat because yes, I'm not. I want to be transparent. If I pick something that I had no business picking, I will put on a dunce hat. Absolutely. But if I'm on the money, I will have the genie hat, baby. I will have the genie hat. Thoughts, bro? Thoughts in closing, man. We got a couple more minutes before we close this thing out, man. Just we here now. We back. We back, baby. We back. We are back. Give me some before we close, man. Give me some good football music. Give me some feel good music real quick. I don't. We're not going out yet. I just want to hear some feel good music.
I'm out. We out.